Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, today we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 21, titled Where There's Smoke, There's Marsau. So, we start off where we left off, of course, in Episode 20, where we have Mel and Keke having lunch and where Keke told Mel that there is a rumor out there that Keke is pretty sure is true about Marsau having a threesome with somebody she knows or somebody that works for her or a friend or something. I'm still kind of confused of who the person is. She says she tried to tell Tisha about it. She invited Tisha to come over one day, and Tisha said, "Okay, I'm coming," and never showed up and did not call. We had a no call, no show from Tisha. She said that the person who Marsau apparently had allegedly had the, what are we calling it? The threesome with, the situationship with, the, what is it Jada Pinkett call it? I can't remember right now, but that person's boyfriend broke up with them. That person, ex-boyfriend at this point now, also reached out to Tisha to talk to her about what's going on with her husband. And Tisha ignored the person. Tisha then, according to Keke, then called Keke and asked her, "Are you discussing my marriage with so-and-so? I asked you not to talk about my marriage, yet here I'm getting a phone call from so-and-so wanting to talk to me about something." So, they also wanted Tisha to terminate the person, apparently who it is that Marsau is messing around with. They're supposed to be working with Keke, and Tisha wanted Keke to terminate that person. And Mel was like, "Girl," while Mel is between bites and drinking, "Girl, what? Ooh, just juicy. What?" She was like, "So did you terminate the person?" And Keke was like, "No, I'm not gonna fire them over, something like that, especially after I haven't talked to Tisha." So then Mel was like, "Listen, if stick by your side was a person, Tisha would be it." She said to Mel also, Mel asked her, she said, "Remember the time when she was talking about where there's smoke, there's fire with my marriage when I was going through my stuff?" Mel was like, "Well, girl, there is flames around Tisha. Where there's smoke in her situation, there's flames." So they were there gossiping, as we all do. Don't act like y'all don't do it. We all gossip. So they were gossiping about the way that what was happening with Keke and Tisha. So Keke's like, she's not sure where the relationship is because Tisha won't, talk to her. But remember, Tisha took her to kickboxing class and told her, "Girl, don't talk about my marriage." Keke was like, "All right, I won't." And then here we go, Tisha saying that, she is backtracking. She's not keeping her word, so she don't want nothing to do with her. But that was an interesting conversation we had with Tisha and Marsau, and the allegations that, he has somebody out there that he cheated with Tisha on. Because remember that people have been saying it for all these years now. What are we in Season 6? Since Season 1, when Martel told him, "You were out there cheating with me too." And Miss Wanda with all them 20 women that I heard about. The talk has been out there, but nobody has actually caught Marsau doing anything. And according to Mel, Tisha really don't want to know. So, girl, just leave it alone. So now they move on to the subject of Tisha's baby's hair care line, her kids' hair care line, and the return policy that was used. That it was copied word for word from Stormy's website and posted. Even the contact information, if you have any questions, please call so and so. It was Stormy's return policy word for word. And I'm sure Tisha didn't make that website. I'm sure she hired somebody and that person just copied it and did it and didn't proofread anything. So that was an oversight that really could have really caused Tisha some legal trouble if her and Stormy were on good terms. So they talked about that for a minute. Mel was saying that Tisha is known to be the copy and paste queen. I thought that would have been Kobe from Love and Marriage Detroit. Remember Remember when Brandon called her Kobe cat? At least they're not calling you that, Tisha. So don't worry about it, girl. It's something that's fixable. Mel talks about, how, and remember how that went when she was about to release Embrace, her Embrace skincare line, and because her and Marcel got divorced, Martell got divorced, she changed the name to 7th Avenue. She said that Tisha was copying, and it did look the same, guys. I'm like, she didn't say, but Tisha copied the logo just like how it is, the font for the words, and how Tisha started a podcast because Mel was doing a podcast as well. So they're calling her the copy and paste queen. I'm saying, with Chat GPT out there now, y'all don't need to do all of that. You just plug into Chat GPT, write me a return policy for ABC company, and in 2 seconds, it spits something out. So those people who are out there building websites and not using AI or making sure that they use the internet well, you're wrong for that. She hired somebody, she paid them money, I'm sure, and this is what they came up with, and causing her to be criticized in social media and on the show. So that was it with Keke and Mel. They had a good lunch where they were kikiing and talking about people and stuff like that. Mel did not give her no information regarding her, but Keke was. I don't think Keke had a chance to take a bite the way she was talking. But Mel was there chomping. As we all know, Mel likes to eat. So she was there chomping down while she was taking it all in. And of course, we know she's not going to repeat it to anybody because she don't gossip with the ladies. So she's going to take it all in and just hold it to herself. All right. And then maybe Keke needed a time to vent. It seems like she needed somebody to talk to because of what was going on with her and Tisha at the time, and still is. So now we have Maurice and Marsau. We have Maurice pull up to the car customs place. We find out that he's buying a Jeep for Kimmie, the one that she wants. He comes in and he tells the guy, let me take a look at it, see what's going on, what have you done with it. We see that he's wearing a brace or a waist trainer or whatever. Marsau pulls up and he's like, what you wearing? He tells Marsau he hurts his back. Marsau is impressed with the Jeep. He says she got it. I forgot that must be the top of the line of the Jeep line because a Rubicon or something like that. But he is impressed. He's saying that Jeep is nicer than the Jeep that he's riding in. And I think he's actually in a G-Wagon. So maybe Marsau, you should give up the G-Wagon and go get you a Jeep. So he's like, I want a Jeep. No, it wasn't him who said I want a Jeep. So Maurice is telling us that, he and Kimmie have been talking about getting her new car. She's been through a lot. She said she wants a Jeep. He tries to get her into a Maybach. She said no. He tries to get her into a Lambo. She says no, I want a Jeep. I want to be able to take the top off and let the wind blow in my hair. Of course, they're going to throw some shade. This woman is going through chemo. Of course, she lose all her hair. So Maurice is like, but babe, you ain't got no hair for the wind to be blowing in. So before he even said it, Marsau was like, don't say it. And he still said it. Then, of course, they had a little kiki about that. That is not funny at all. Your wife is going through a medical crisis and you're laughing about it. But you're doing something nice for her. He said that Kimmie says she wants her hair to blow in the wind. And he said because now that her hair is growing back, it's probably the best time to get her the Jeep. So the guy was out there, the guy who owned the place that he was talking to before, as soon as Marsau pulled up, he talked a little bit, then he walked away. But before Marsau came, Maurice was telling the guy that he wants bigger wheels on it, big, broad wheels to make it feel like, this is a powerful vehicle. And according to Marsau, it is. He said he don't think that Maurice actually knows how powerful that Jeep is. So yeah, Kimmie's gonna get her Jeep. I'm sure she have it by now. Girl, enjoy it and let your hair blow in the wind. No matter how short it is, you got hair. Recover, feel good about yourself, and thank your husband for the Jeep. Then he says to Marsau, yo, my sex life is not the same. Marsau is like, why you telling me it is? Marsau is too much. He's like, we haven't talked about sex since we were 12 years old. What the hell are you telling me this for? So he's like, okay, so tell me, how often is it? He said, how often was it? He does at least 4 times a week. And he's like, where are you now? He's like 2 times a month. Marsau was like, dude, you getting some. What are you talking about? That is nothing to be complaining about. He's like, welcome to married life. That's basically how it works. When you're married and you have kids and you're busy, he was like, you work, don't you? And Maurice was like, yeah. He's like, but there's nothing for you to complain about, man. Chill. Then he was talking about the fact that Kimmie said that, the chemo is what's keeping her from being so active. And Marsau was, listen to your wife. She's telling you. He's like, look at you. You're wearing that brace right now. What if everybody told you that that pain that you felt in your back was in your head? He was like, take off the brace. Bend down. Do some jumping jacks. And Maurice was like, I'll do all of that if it'll make me get some ASS. So Marsau was like, dude, don't be like that. Your wife is telling you what's going on. Listen to your wife. You're complaining too much. Chill for a minute. Everything will turn out right. Don't do all of that. So that was some brotherly advice he got from his brother. I think Maurice is the older of the two. I don't know why he's talking. I guess he felt comfortable talking to his brother about it. He's like, I want to hear about what's going on in your bedroom. I want to hear about your sex. But here you go. Here's some advice. Be happy. Welcome to married life. Twice a month is not bad at all. Consider yourself lucky. Then Maurice was like, you know what? I'm having a barbecue for Kimmie. She's coming out of her chemo, or she's out of her chemo, and she's on the way to recovery. So I want her to feel good. So I'm going to have a cookout, a barbecue for her. Are you going to come? So Marsau was like, heck yeah, I'm coming. So he was like, are you good with Stormy and Courtney? Because I'm going to invite everybody. Marsau gets in the confessional, and he's like, I don't have no problem with the Beastleys. It's like, I'm not just going to sit back and let anybody talk to me and call me out of my name and call me a B and stuff like that. But I don't have no problem with them. So he tells Maurice now, yes, I'm going to come to the barbecue. He's like, I'm going to invite Courtney and Storm. He's like, I don't got no problem with that. I took what everybody said at the meeting, and I'm going to incorporate it for the next Black Expo. He's like, in life, you don't have to mesh with everybody. We are like oil and water. We don't have to gel, and that's fine. He's like, I'm fine with just going back to last year when I didn't even know these people. and all. You don't ever know when Marsau is coming out of left field with his comments. Maurice just stood there and looked at him like, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what else to say to you, dude. Marsau always come with it. He's like, I'm fine with going back to last year when I didn't even know these people. Because remember when Courtney and Stormy came onto the show, I don't know, I guess production was trying to, make them be cool because they're probably in similar businesses. I remember that he went to Maurice's office, Marsau's office to have a conversation. Was it the office or was it basketball? They did basketball together. They did the trip together. I think he went to Black Cigar Lounge to talk to him. And there was another scene where it was just the two of them, where Marsau was like, I'll show you around. You want to get into this building game and into the building business. Yeah, when Courtney was looking to expand his portfolio and get into buying properties and building and so on. He and Marsau had a meeting regarding that. I remember that. So it's been a while that they've been trying to mesh. But it's not Marsau that's the problem, in my opinion. It's Stormy. Stormy be going at it with Marsau and then expect Courtney to step in and defend her. But he don't really want to tell his wife, girl, chill. This dude and I should be okay. But everything that I'm here, I'm defending you because of your mouth. So I think it's with Stormy, the fact that that's his wife, he's going to not have a good relationship with Marsau. But if Marsau and Stormy got along, I think Courtney and him would be fine. They really don't have no beef that I think about it. They don't have no problem. It is Stormy and Marsau that have the problem. But he needs to stand by his wife because that's his wife. The way that Marsau wants Tisha to stand by him in certain things. So we leave them there. Yes, we're going to have the barbecue and it's going to be good. We leave them there and then we go to Stormy and Courtney. Stormy's in bed. We find out that she had strep throat and it was leading to toxic shock syndrome. So he was giving her some tea, and they were talking about it. Not know, and we're learning something too, because I didn't know that strep throat could get that serious. So they were talking about that. Stormy said Keke called, that Keke was the first one to call her to find out, how she's doing when they found out she was sick. And that was nice of her. They talked about, liking Keke, and that was good. But her husband, so when they had that Crime Stoppers video of her or picture of her on the TV, why you compare her to Darkwing Duck? And if you don't know who Darkwing Duck is, here it is. I'm putting it up on the screen. This is what Darkwing Duck looks like. She said that it had something to do with all that purple and the way that they captured her leaving the store, that the pose that Darkwing Duck always had. I guess that must have been one of Stormy's favorite cartoons when she was smaller. So, or even she's probably watching it with Chess right now as she sees that happening. But she said that's what Keke looked like, because she had on all that purple. So they were talking about, they laughed at that for a second. Then they were talking about the fact of the shipping policy on Tisha's website, that it was similar to hers or exactly like her, that they copied and pasted. She said she's so used to people stealing her stuff now that it's no big deal, just as long as they corrected it. She said she wouldn't have minded helping Tisha with some information and building the website, because that's the kind of things she liked to do. And it would have been okay. So Stormy's not stressing it. She's just shaking it off. It's like no big deal. As long as they fix it, as long as they make it right, I'm fine with that. So then she tells Courtney that, they're having a barbecue for Kimmie, and she wants him to come with her. He was like, no, I'm not coming. She was like, why? You're going to be around, all them people. He's like, there's only one person in particular that I don't want to be around. I just don't want to be around that dude, because I don't know what may happen. Things may go left. So, for that reason, I'm not going. He's like, I'll drop you off, but I'm not going. So she tried to convince him a little bit more. And he was like, nah, it's not happening. So that's where we left Stormy and Courtney in that scene. Now we have Tisha and Marsau. I was so happy to watch this scene with Tisha. I'm like, girl, you doing you. You doing it. You doing it. You doing it. So, Tisha and Marsau are building out. They're doing the Scott Realty and a barbershop attached to it. So even though Tisha got kicked out of her office by Marsau, she is still moving forward and doing her stuff. He's trying to put up roadblocks for you, girl, and you just knocking them down. He's giving you lemons and you making lemonade, girl. That's right. You open your realty office. She is visualizing the build out that, she can't wait for it to be open. That way she could be closing on some deals right there. Remember, in past episodes, past season, Tisha went and she got her brokerage license. That's the thing about Tisha. She is going to, in any kind of academics and education, she's not just gonna go for the low degree. She's going to the top. Remember, she got her master's. I think it's 2 master's degrees she has. And when she went into real estate, she decided that she's gonna be a broker. She's not just gonna be a real estate agent. I want to go to the top of the top. Now with her and Kimmie together as a title agent, they got this. So I'm hoping that the building that they're in, well, they don't have to be in the same building, but it would be nice if, you have 2 floors, one for the realtor, and upstairs you have the title agency, where everything is right there and they work together and get stuff done. So I was just really good to see that Tisha is still moving forward with Scott Realty. And like she said, I want to keep everything separate, so you could start putting down the floors, putting up the walls, but I need to know the amounts for the barbershop and keep it separate. Like, I want it commingling, keep everything separate. She was like, did you get the email or text about the cookout? And Marsau was like, yes, and we're going and stuff. They talked about it for a little bit. He said that Maurice talked to him about the fact that they're gonna invite the Beasleys, and he was like, he was worried that we're gonna have a fallout. And Marsau was like, you gotta be friends to have a fallout. He's like, we're not friends. Then he got into something a little bit more serious. He said, you have those days where your day is full of extra steps. And it said that somebody reported them to the district or whatever agency that there was illegal gambling happening at the Black Cigar Lounge. So I guess this was in anticipation of their Bet on Black night. So he said, you know what, at this point, we're just gonna cancel it because we don't want any kind of problems to arise later on. Tisha got kind of upset. She was like, we're building in the community, we're hiring people, we're just doing stuff to make the community better, and then people will not stop and stop looking for stuff to be digging at us about. Marsau says it's always the vocal minority who have something to say. Instead, if they hadn't looked at the website and found, the mistake in the shipping policy, they would have found something to say, oh, we'll get them next time. And Tisha was like, I don't understand why the hate. She's like, Tisha's like, I hired somebody to build a website, and I had to talk to them about it and ask them, that shouldn't have been even an issue or brought up, because I paid you good money to build this website. There shouldn't be no mistakes having to do with it. It's corrected now, so we're going to move on. And she's like, I don't understand the hate. We're just trying to better the community, and people are just keep coming at us. And he was like, there's times when I'm going through stuff and you're there for me, and I'm just trying to be there for you, honey. So just keep your head up. So I thought that was a real soft moment between Marsau and his wife, and it was good to see them have that exchange right there. They're coming for Tisha and Marsau because people are jealous of what they have. I'm sure they were coming at Mel and Martell when they were a team. I'm sure they're coming at Miss Nell and Chris, because they say they're the top couple in Huntsville. So I'm sure anytime you're doing well, you will have people coming at you. You will have haters. So you have to just block them like Marsau said and move forward. But I'm really glad to see that Tisha is still moving forward with her realty company. And it's good to see. You have to generational wealth. Your kids will be working with you soon, girl, and you're even going to make it even better. So now it's the day of the cookout. We have Kimmie and Maurice getting ready, getting the backyard ready and stuff, getting stuff on the grill. We see Stormy arrive. We see Courtney drop her off. He was like, you sure you don't want to come in? Courtney's like, nope, I'm out. Close the door so I could get out of here. He didn't say all that. That was me putting that in. So Courtney left. She comes around to the backyard. Hey, Stormy, where's Courtney? Courtney decided he not coming. Why? Like, because of Marsau. Really? One person is going to have Courtney? Like, Courtney don't want to deal with it. So they started talking. He's like, well, he said, bring me a plate. He's like, he wants some barbecue, though. Bring me a plate. Kimmie was like, that's not how it works. You got to be here to have barbecue. Then they kept talking about it a little bit. She's like, well, my husband not here, so I don't want to talk about him. He's not here. So she shut it down right then and there. Then we have Mel arrive, which was nice. Then the Fletchers, we have Tisha and Marsau, and then we have them sitting together at the table, and they're trying to play spades at this point. So they got a game in or whatever. Mel seemed to be winning. She was having a ball. Mel came in with a shirt that says, I'm on whatever you're on. I like that shirt. So if you give me positive attitude, you get it. If you come with drama, you're going to get drama back. I like that saying. The Fletchers arrived, like I said, so they all start to play spades and stuff. And here comes Keke and her husband. Oh my gosh. Martell came as well, and he greeted everybody at the table. I think Martell came before Keke and her husband. Greeted everybody at the table. He touched Mel on her shoulder. Hey, Mel. Mel ignored him. I'm like, everybody doing the Stormy right now, which is ignoring people. Martell greeted Stormy with a hug. That was good. And he's standing there kind of looking at Mel. Nell Fletcher saw what was happening, and she went in the conversation. She was in the confessional conversation. She went in the confessional with Chris Fletcher. She's like, I remember when you and I were separated, not divorced, but separated. And there was a time when I wasn't talking to your ass either. I guess she remembered exactly. Chris was just sitting there like, oh God, let me not say nothing. Let me just wait for her to get through this, and then we could move on. So she said, I understand both sides. Mel is still upset. Martell wants to be able to get back to her good graces. So I understand why she's not talking to her. So, okay. Martell realized that Mel wasn't talking to him, so he just went about his business or whatever. I guess he figured, okay, soon enough we'll be able to talk to each other. So now here comes Keke, Keke comes in, she greets everybody. She made a point to say hello to Tisha. Hi, Tisha. Tisha ignore her totally. Tisha gets up and pretends like, wait a minute, I'll be right back. So Keke's like, okay, you acting kind of stupid. So Keke now comes around. She's like, she sits down next to Stormy. She's like, okay, I'll tell you what's going on. Stormy's face was like, what? She's like, she felt trapped. You could see she couldn't even move. At one point, Stormy is looking across the table because at this point, Keke's sitting at the table with Marsau. He was sitting at the table. She's sitting at the table with Marsau, Tisha, Jalen, Kimmie's son, and Stormy. So she comes around and she sits on the side of Stormy and she's telling Stormy, so this is what's going on. There's a alleged rumor out there that Marsau is messing with. Of course, they don't name the person. They block it out. And Stormy is like, I don't know what to do. She's looking from side to side, like, where do I go? How do I get out of this? And Tisha is saying to Stormy now, Stormy, do you have an ace? Do you have an ace of spades or a queen of hearts or whatever? They're trying to play the game and ignore Keke totally. Keke was like, you know what? Here you go. She snatches all of the cards out of Stormy's hand and throws them across the table at Tisha. Here you go. Your ace of spades, your queen of hearts, your king of whatever. Here you go. Anyway, Stormy, this is what's going on. And Stormy's like, I don't know what she's looking like. I don't know how to get out of this. And she's like, she won't talk to me. I'm trying to tell her what's going on. And she won't listen to me. And then Keke flicks the drink, whatever drink was in front of her. It wasn't hers. I think it was Tisha's drink, actually. You know, Tisha had hers in a tumbler wrap cup with Celia. I think it was Marsau's drink. She flicked the drink and all of it went all over Tisha's face and the front of her and all over her chest and stuff. At this point, Stormy gets up and runs away. I didn't know Stormy could move so fast. She got up and she ran away. Jalen decided he's not going to sit at the table no more. Well, Jalen gets up too. So, of course, now the card game is over. Not everybody saw what happened. We had Kimmie and Maurice back by the barbecue section, barbecuing and talking to other people. Then Tisha said, you know what? She says to Marsau, I'm going inside. She gets up and she's walking inside. And Keke's like, yeah, run away, whatever. Marsau goes over to Kimmie. Kimmie, you know what happened? This girl just flicked the drink all over Tisha. You need to get her out of here. He's like, call the police. I have her drug tested right now. Of course, this activated Keke's husband. And he's getting into Marsau's for like, I bet you won't do that. I dare you to do that or whatever. So, girl, it was pure chaos. We have Kimmie saying, no. She kept saying was, no. We're not going to do that. No. And that's where the episode ended. It was a whole blow up right there after Keke flicked the drink on Tisha, which I don't think she should have done. That wasn't that. First of all, she shouldn't have forced the issue right then and there. It's obvious nobody wanted to talk about it. You would have had your opportunity elsewhere. You didn't need to come with the drama, Keke. That was wrong. Tisha asked you to stay out of her marriage. So if you don't want to tell her, you already told Mel, let that be it. Let Mel be the person that you vent to. You don't need to come to the barbecue and to tell everybody else what is going on. That wasn't cool at all. I think you were wrong for that. For everything that you did at that barbecue, well, you were wrong. You just ruined the whole day for everybody. You came wanting drama. You started it. Tisha was still not about to give it to you. And Mel already told you. She don't want to know what's going on with her husband and what's going on in their life. So leave it alone. So yeah, girl, that is where the episode ended. I'm sure we're going to pick up with episode 22 of what ended in this episode. I don't know if Mel and Marsau or Mel and Martell is going to talk, because I believe at this point when they were filming this, episode or season, Mel and Martell was in court regarding the child custody cases and stuff like that. It was going down heavy in the court. So I don't blame her for not talking to him. So we don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if the Fletchers really want to be invited back to any events, because as you see, most events There's drama. I don't know if they want to be associated with that, but we gonna talk about it when they bring the next episode. Be sure to thumbs up this episode, subscribe to the channel for more reality TV reviews, celebrity gossip, and until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.